Muscatine. It is Thursday. Downtown is peaceful, bright, and shiny. So go out and enjoy it. Get down to Deep Lakes Park. It's like super nice in this sort of weather. But a couple quick things before we get to what I'm going to imagine is going to be what's defined as a crap show of a show. Okay, I'm going to warn you right now. If you're not doing anything tonight, or even if you are, change your plans. Head down to Almost Friday Fest, and Chris and Brenda have brought Aftershock.
Talk about Willis?
Yeah, see, as you can tell, it's already going off the rails.
I'll pay you that fool.
Brenda and Chris have got Aftershock down there tonight, 5 to 8. It's the first of the Almost Friday Fest for the summer. June, they're going to have Latin Swing Factor. They'll do the Almost Fireworks Fest on July 4th. July 27th is Tim Stopp, who's been here before, great show. The following day, because that's like a crazy weekend, so Thursday night is Almost Friday Fest with Tim Stopp. Then there's going to be the Soccer Search Friday Fest, and then the 29th Ragbri rolls into town, which Greg was here talking about another 20, 30,000 people stopping. And then in August, you'll have First Impression. September is the Mud Dogs. And that's also another heavy duty weekend because you've got Thursday night Thursday night is Almost Friday Fest. Friday is Brewfest Eve with Monica Austin, and then the 30th will be Oktoberfest, which is an absolute blast. But you can keep up with all that on almostfridayfest.org. All the events are there, you name it, a little bit about the bands, you'll be set. So. The other thing is we're going to have a second Muscatine Today show segment today, but it's not right now. It's going to be a little later this morning. We're going to stop down at Bear. They're doing their mental health walk for Mental Health Awareness Month, and so that'll be pretty cool. So we'll get to talk to them about what all they're doing. So watch for that live a little later this morning. Now, we have a blast from the past, for lack of a better term here. I don't even know, I don't even know where to go with this. Like, I don't know that I've ever really been speechless, but Johnny Hughes is here with me.
Johnny Hughes, right at you, class of 69.
And Whitley Whitaker.
You got it.
You're our head cheerleader from, and how do you say it? Wanna-Get High?
No.
Wanna get high.
Wanna get high.
I mean, who wouldn't want to get high with the Beavers?
Who... Like I said, folks, off the rails. So
it's the name of our school.
It's the name of your school. What are you going to do, right? So you guys you got prom coming up, right?
Saturday night.
Saturday night, you have prom coming up. So what does prom look like for you guys? I mean, Johnny, are you kind of taking the lead on this?
Well, I was asked by the prom committee chair, Miss Missy Martine, to be the special guest DJ. I'm class of 69, so I haven't been to prom for like 20 years. But I'm happy to be called back. My son, AV Club President, freshman, will be DJing. And then all your favorite characters from future movies are going to be at the prom, including Whitley, the head cheerleader. But I'll be spinning all of the current updated songs. We got Michael Jackson. We got that new one from the Cars coming at people. We've got a little Wang Chung. Everybody likes the Wang Chung tonight.
Of course.
What if you want to shake it up? Well, come shake it up then. That's not going to be something we're opposed to. There's so much great music we're going to be playing, but also anybody that shows up, you get a vote for who becomes prom king and queen. Yeah, she's kind of vying for it.
I'm about to be the third generation prom queen here at Wanna Get High.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now
cool.
she's dating Blake. Are you guys still dating?
Right now, yeah.
The captain of the football team and her.
A little rocky.
Yeah, of course. I mean, all high school relationships are. I mean, that's just what it is, right?
But it's meant to be.
Okay, so prom is going to be Saturday night at the Pearl.
It's at Marie Lindsay Interiors. So what you do is you go cruise down the ones, go right past Riviera Theater, Big Ten Tacos, the YWCA, cruise on down to the ones, take a left, go upstairs at Marie Lindsay Interiors, and it's May 27th, 1989. So make sure to mark your calendars. I think they might have, we call it River's Edge Event Loft sometimes. That's kind of a Back to the Future type thing going on there. But
okay, I'm going to time out like good old Parker Lewis, no, actually Zach did that. A little fourth wall break for you here, folks. What they really mean is it will be at the event loft Saturday night. Performance starts at 6:30. Well, characters roll in at 6:30. Performance starts at 7. So that is in, the old Marie Lindsay building just past the History and Industry Center. Okay, time in.
I am so totally confused. I was not radically bodacious by any means with the fourth wall.
You don't hear a fourth wall break, Johnny.
Okay, well.
That's why I call it timeout.
I would like to invite everybody to the prom. If you missed your first one back in 1969, you missed a great opportunity to hang out with Johnny Hughes. But now is your chance right here, this Saturday, 1989, to come to the prom and relive all the magic memories that you missed out on. We're going to have prom cake, we're going to have some punch, and I have a feeling that it might be spiked. Yeah, Fender's there.
I was going to say, chances are.
Well,
You see him with a flask all the time.
He's got Principal Snellgrove and him. They're not getting along very well. Mrs. L, she's the lovable art teacher, always teaches class outside. You know the type. She'll be there, kind of making sure everything's cool, but good luck.
So, anybody, you don't have to go to Want to Get High to go to prom, right? You
Well,
just need to get a ticket, right?
Just get a date. All ages are welcome. It's adult themed in nature, so you want to keep that in mind. It's not a kid show, but teenagers and up would feel comfortable. And yeah, the entire public is invited. And what we kind of want to make sure that you realize is that there's theatrics in it, but the main takeaway from the night's going to be music, dancing, comedy, food, and then beverages from soda pop to water to, like we mentioned, some adult beverages if you happen to be over 21.
Okay, so Whitley, I'm getting confused because that didn't sound like Johnny. Did it seem like Johnny just sort of like went to a different personality to you?
No.
Or he's just that? He's just that.
Oh, sorry, folks. What I was doing was breaking the fourth wall. I forgot
You
to
have to
announce
call-
it.
you have to call
Timeout.
I just assumed it was his ADD.
Yeah,
He didn't take his Ritalin today.
they didn't have that kind of medication back in '69.
Well, like I said, folks, off the rails.
All right, as I was saying, we're going to have a great time. We're going to be wang chunging. We're going to have a dance contest. So come on out and see if you can win the dance contest too. Get out your breakdancing moves: the caterpillar, the snake, the walk like an Egyptian, the thriller dance. You know the dances. Anything goes tonight. We're going to party like it's 1989 because it's going to be.
Looking forward to doing some belly rubbing with my Blake on one of them slow songs.
Again, speechless. Like I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. No. So let's pull back to 2023 for a moment. Can we do that? I suppose. So who do we really have here? In case you couldn't figure it out, we have the one and only. Thank goodness.
What happened to my
Bishop.
hair?
Yes, Chad.
Oh my gosh.
Chad Bishop.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Alissa
What the
Birkhofer,
hell?
obviously. So guys, now that Whitley and Johnny have taken a little break, what's really going on Saturday night? So that in case they didn't pick up all the clues and hints in that, what are you guys doing?
So
I'm just looking at it to be a good time, and we've got friends even coming from out of town. We love music, so we're looking forward to dancing and singing and remembering.
some of the hair bands.
So what's essentially going to happen is this is a Pearl City Players function, right? And so this is essentially, it's kind of like a live action theater in amongst the crowd, right?
Yeah, interactive. If you've ever been to Tony and Tina's wedding, you show up as if you're in a wedding. The characters are spread out. Right from the get-go, when they arrive, the thing has started.
Right.
And so you never really know who is character and who's not. And an important note along those lines is you can dress in characters from the 80s or dress in 80s prom formal wear, or just sit back and enjoy the show, because I know my mom was mentioning that her husband was kind of turned off by the idea of having to get all fired up. No, sit back and watch.
Yeah.
And another comment I got was, we thought this was going to be something kind of interactive where we could pop around, have conversations, go play in the arcade. Not theater. No, it's not theater. There are times when you're going to want to be seated and watching what's going on, But parts of this play happen in the girls' room with Whitley's character. So only the people that happen to be in the girls' room at that moment when that part of the scene is going on are going to see that experience. Maybe they dip into the arcade. What a great coincidence that the arcade is there and it's open. So with your ticket price, you can go nuts in the arcade. You might miss a little of the action, but again, it's like the prom. Of course, there's times during a real prom where you step out and do whatever you do at proms. And as long as you're there when the DJ Johnny Hughes kind of calls you in, you'll be able to follow the storyline because there is a storyline to it.
Right. So this is really the first time you've done one like this, is it not?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, we've been to a bunch of Pearl City Player stuff, and this is the first one that really takes that extra step, which I think is, like, awesome that you guys are willing to continue to, like, take some risk, because this is something that's really never been done in town before. And, you know, there's no net, so to speak, right? Like, once you start going, it's either going to work or it's not, and it will. I mean, it's, you know, how can you not have fun when you've got the music's there, everything's there, you've got
large cast.
Yeah, a large cast. I mean, there's what, 12, I mean, it's
15 cast members in and of itself.
Yeah, I mean, that's a party right there. So there's, of course, you two, your son Chase will be there. Her son Creed will be there. And then Matt Hopper, CJ Gibson, Nikki Bybeck. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Bibick.
Bibick? Yeah, I'm sorry. Send me a note later. It's fine. Heather Kirby, Caitlin Armstrong, Tracy Pelzer-Tim, Antonio Martinez, Mike Taylor, who was on the show maybe 6-9 months ago, and we called his son while he was on. When he was talking about the one they did up in Wilton.
Yeah, he's Principal Snellgrove. He's doing a very good job being a Richard.
And then, of course, Karen Cooney. What would Pearl City Players be without Karen Cooney? Jim Gibson and McKinley Haig.
Yep, Hage.
Hage.
So, like you said, it's a risk. Some of the Pearl City Players board members are expecting a light turnout, and others like me and her know it's a big turnout. But if nobody really shows up to this, then what I'm trying to mainly do with this is, not everybody likes theater, including myself. I'm not a big fan of sitting in the dark and watching other people do things for 2 hours straight. But everybody likes food. Everybody can relate, like almost Friday Fest. Everybody can relate to having some food, maybe some beer, maybe some music. Those three variables are kind of universal. So the idea of this was, what can I bring to Muscatine that everybody could potentially come to and take something fun away from it? And then also, if the word gets out outside of Muscatine, I would love to have people on their Memorial Day weekend come from out of town to come down to Muscatine. Maybe stay the night at the Merrill would be the dream, is stay the night at the Merrill, make a whole night of it. If it just deadpan does not work, I'm going to move, actually. No, I'll be a little confused because what else can I do to accommodate what I think the majority of residents in Muscatine would potentially want to go to?
Well, and I think, you know, it's like anything when you do stuff like this, you know, even like the first Almost Friday Fest, you know, it takes people a while to kind of get like, oh, okay, that's what it is, that's a cool thing. And then, like, once they go to one, they're like, you know, so, you know, I remember, this was, I don't know how long ago, my parents got into the murder mystery dinner things.
Yep, that's similar to
Yeah, and so, you know, Melissa and I got to go to quite a few of those over the course of a couple of years because my parents would just get tickets, and they just kind of kept rolling. And so I think, you know, the recap for you guys will be just as important. Like, show people what they missed if they didn't come, and then kind of see. Because I think if, you know, again, even if, because this isn't like you guys just made this up. This is an actual production.
Yeah, we bought a license from it. Yep.
Yeah, so this is performed, let's say, all over the country. I mean, it's like a legit.
Yep.
I'm guessing they probably stole something from John Hughes and the DJ.
Oh, the whole thing's a ripoff. I mean, my name's DJ Johnny Hughes. Beefarowski. Instead of John Fender or Bender, it's Nick Fender. I mean, if you've watched Breakfast Club lately, or 16 Candles, or Revenge of the Nerds, you're gonna get that this is a parody, a satire to kind of allow people of a certain generation, but also the 80s are pretty popular with high schoolers because they're kind of mocking the decade, but it's a fun decade.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, there's nothing, you know, that you can't relax about when we're wearing parachute pants, scrunchies, jelly bracelets, Cabbage Patch Kids, Rubik's Cubes. Think of all the Pac-Man, Mario Brothers came out. I mean, think of all the fun things.
I mean, for me, I was born in '79, so the '80s was like this. I watched it as a kid, and it was all like neon everything, and just like so much, especially for like a kid. It's like looking back on it now, I'm like, wow, that was
little
intense.
puffy stickers. You probably had those little Smurf puffy stickers.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, pretty much everybody, okay, so my age and older is going to remember the '80s. There are some that still hang out in the '80s. Yes, I'm talking to you, sister-in-law, Danica Garrett.
Yeah.
Love you. She's 80 music freak, but it's a good kind of freak. That didn't sound right. You know what I mean. So anyway.
Yeah, and so just hoping that people can come give it a chance, support it. But to that note, if it even slightly works, what we'd like to do is, might be a slightly different cast, but now that we got the banners and the costumes and things, is maybe Han, H&I, hires us to do it as a Christmas party.
Yeah.
Because it's that kind of thing where
Right.
it's a party, but it's a formal party. I'm sorry, it's a structured party,
Right.
plenty of dancing, but with just a little bit of structure where I could see it something horrible. And my other plan is to see if I can do it up in Davenport once at the Village Theater. Matt Moody lives in Muscatine, he runs that. I would like to take this on the road because it was just fun. So I appreciate you saying that, because maybe if we do this right and we'll do an encore.
Right.
Maybe next spring or something.
Well, and it's, here's the other thing, maybe you dust it off again in 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's how it
if you guys can like kind of, I don't want to say make a rotation, but if you think about it, what makes Almost Friday Fest cool? We know what Aftershock is. They've been here before. You know what I mean? Like, so
That's
I think
true.
there's plenty of opportunities to see, and also get your feet wet with it. Every event we've hosted, like the stroll and all that. The first one, man, you sit there and you're like, here we go, we can do this, right? Yeah, we can do this. And then all of a sudden you do it once and you're like, okay, yeah. And now we can.
Maybe it can be an
really rock
annual
and roll.
thing, so that you
Yeah.
kind of just get to know that Muscatine has this theater group called Persody Players.
Yeah.
That kind of wants to get their name back out there a little bit too. COVID kind of had part to blame with that, but
Right.
this theater group exists. Anybody can be a member. It's a $10 fee, but also you don't have to be a member to be involved. But it's a theater group that I approached them with this idea, and they just said, "All right, let's give it a try." Kind of the same thing. Okay, well, we haven't tried it before, but why not?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a fairly low risk thing. It's not like, if everything goes horribly awry, which again it won't. It'll be enjoyable. It's the perfect kind of thing that Muscatine actually we do pretty well overall. Like we try lots of things, and I think obviously you're one of them that is constantly out there with Malapalooza and whatever other. I mean, there's
Yeah, I'm always up to something.
there is.
Usually I'm one and done because I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it is I'm trying to create things so that I don't have to leave Muscatine, bring things that I go to Davenport here. And I kind of interested to hear her perspective because she was all over this when I.
That's what I was just.
Yeah,
I was
like,
like,
what-
you're just
what-
sitting there grinning, like, yeah.
There's two things. This is my world right here: music and parties. So
Yeah, when she
I'm
heard
just
about
sad
it.
we're only doing it once.
Yeah, well, like he said, if we'll kind of get a feel for it, and if
Yeah.
everybody has a somewhat good time, 8 out of 10, that'll be the word on the street to do it again. And so don't throw your costume away. Oh no, I'm going to be keeping this
Well,
bad boy.
And again, I'm sure there's other things like 80s prom that you can go grab and
Yep.
do for the next one.
There's one called The Donkey Show and Tony and Tina's Wedding. We could write our own, make
Yeah.
kind of have a formalized party, but with a little subtext under it.
Yeah. So, okay, so quick recap for those that got completely lost in the blue.
What you talking about,
that
Wilson?
is- okay, so Saturday night at Rivers Edge Event Loft.
So 6:30. Oh, here's an important
I was
note.
gonna say there's a pre-party at the Pearl.
Okay, so that's where the Pearl came in.
Yes.
Okay, so how does that work?
I know the manager, so I kind of asked her if she'd be down to do this. They're going to be wearing some costumes and playing some 80s music, and maybe have some Bartles and James, some Mad Dog 2020.
Purple Passion.
Purple Passion. If you're a certain age, you know what we're talking about. If not, but they'll have like an 80s themed martini. So if you wanted to start, just like at prom, I'm hoping people go out to dinner, spread the wealth, if you will, at Boonies or go out to eat wherever, and then come to the prom because we have light appetizers, and so we have food, but you're not coming there to eat.
Right.
And then at 6:30 is when the students arrive, the cast members, since we're not in character. They arrive at 6:30, so you kind of want to show up around then we're going to kind of have them, some of them linger outside because you're going to want to see some of these entrances are hilarious. So we're hoping everybody kind of shows up at 6:30. Then we're actually going to start prom at 7.
Gotcha. So then, should they like bring notes so they can figure out who the murderer is?
Yeah. Well, that flyer will help because you're not going to have to figure out who the murderer is, but we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know who the prom king and queen is because they're going to vote. So we have different endings depending on who wins.
Who are these pictures of?
Those are just they're.
Are they
the
anybody?
random people?
They're random people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Didn't
just
know
got
if
it
that was
cast.
like somebody I should recognize and see if I could.
Well, you never know. It's a small world.
Yeah.
But I just when I was Googling funny 80s prom photos, those are what come up. And it was a funny decade. I mean, the balloon is the same, but just little, this wouldn't be quite the fashion in the 2023 prom. Actually, I don't look, not too bad, actually.
I have no idea. I'm the furthest away from.
But come
prom
dressed up, come in character, or don't come at all. And we know, and there's 6.
No, you want them to come.
Or don't come in character. But there are 6 people that, the coach is going to be there. Jimmy Wynette Parker's going to be there. Pee Wee. But anyway, they don't know yet. We don't know who they are yet.
Yeah.
They're amongst you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because we're going to decide on the fly because the cast is going to do a good job of making you feel comfortable and open your inhibitions up, maybe, so that if you're one of those people that takes a while to loosen up, it'll just be a fun, loose atmosphere. But like I said, certain personalities we're going to kind of target on and have some fun getting a couple other people up on the stage that seem willing to join in the satire.
Awesome.
Totally awesome. Totally awesome.
Totally, yeah.
Radically bodacious.
Can you do a Valley Girl? Can you do Valley Girl speak? No. We're just gonna leave that alone. Chris went down around.
Whitley Whitaker.
We're just
Whitley Whitaker. She's the head cheerleader. She is not like totally radically up with a Valley Girl speak, but she has a reputation to maintain. And her and Blake are on the off sometimes. She's got to make sure to keep an eye on her man, if you will.
He's got a wandering eye.
Yeah. We're kind of give you guys a little insight into some of the 80s drama that's going to unfold.
So pretty much like high school today, I would assume. Too.
Yeah.
So guys, thanks for stopping in. I'm not going to say good luck, but break a leg Saturday night. So again, quick recap. Stop by the Pearl Martini Bar beforehand. Head to prom at River's Edge Event Left. Be there by 6:30 and comfortable there by 6:30 so you can see the entrances. Show starts at 7. It's $20 for a ticket, right?
Yep.
And you can get them online or at the door. And then, like you said, light appetizers. There will be beverages there available. Prom cake, and there's prom cake.
That's important because we we didn't skimp on the prom cake.
Awesome.
And we have, what is it, the candy.
Little pop rocks and things.
Rocks and,
candy from that era.
Nice.
Yeah.
And also little things you can, little things you can wear if you didn't come and you inspired to wear those funny glasses or those little jelly bracelets.
Jelly bracelets and
We
then
got party favors.
The,
It's just a
the
party.
fluorescent net gloves.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's going to be the party of the decade, 1980s decade that is.
Yep.
I can guarantee you that.
Nice. Well, guys, first of all, thanks for bringing something like this to Muscatine.
Appreciate it.
I'm sure it'll go well, and I'm sure we'll probably see more of it in the future. So,
Well, thanks for having us.
yeah, absolutely. And Muscatine, we will see you shortly-ish
Go Beavers!
Go Beavers.
from the Bear Mental Health Walk. Until then, have a great weekend.